All right, good morning, guys. So, for math this week, we are going to move away from the decompositions, and we're finally going to get to adding the decimals that we've been working with so much. So, we'll do it in two ways to start, and you'll see up here. One thing you'll be asked to do is so, say you have 8 tenths, and you have a blank right here equals one whole. How many tenths do you need to get to that next whole? Like we're at 0.8, so 0 one's 8 tenths. How many tenths would I need to get to the next whole? Well, if I'm looking at 8 tenths, what? If I'm just looking at 8 tenths, what is the next whole? Well, it's a 1. So how many tenths will I need from 8 tenths to get to one whole? Well, I would need, if I went up one, that'd be 9 tenths, and then one more would be 10 tenths or one whole. So I'd only need 2 tenths. So things like that. So 8 tenths plus 2 tenths equals 1 tenth. But say I have a number that's bigger than one. Now we have 1 3/10. Well, how many tenths do I need to get to the next whole? Let's look at the number again. 1 3/10. What is the next whole? That would be 2. And how many tenths would I need to get there? Well, I have 1.3, so I need 1.4, 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, 1.8, 1.9, 1.10. That's 7 tenths. So 1 3/10 plus 7 tenths equals 2 wholes. So that's one way you're going to see it on your work today. And it's pretty simple, right? Just add however many tenths you need to get to the next full whole number. And for today, we'll just be looking at numbers and ones, with the ones place and the tenths place. Tomorrow, we'll do a little bit more. And the other way we'll see it, though, is what happens when we add decimal tenths that equal greater than 1, or equal more than just a whole number, rather. Because you can see these both we are making perfect whole numbers, 1.0, 2.0. Now down here, if you look quick, you probably notice right away, well, 8 tenths plus 5 tenths, that's bigger than one whole, but it's not quite 2, so it's going to be between 1 and 2. And so just like regular addition, we carry, except this time we'll be carrying from the tenths place to the ones place. And let me show you what I mean if you don't remember carrying. So when I'm looking at this, I want to say, well, we always go to the farthest place value to the right. And that's usually been 1 when you've added before, maybe in 3rd grade. But now it's tenths, so we're working with tenths. So even farther than 1, we're at tenths. So, and it's just the same process. Well, what's 8 plus 5? 8 plus 5 is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And I know these are tenths, 8 tenths plus 5 tenths, but you can think of it like, what's 8 plus 5? 8 plus 5 is 13. So I'm going to put that 3 down. Here, I'll write it out. I know 8 plus 5 is 13. But it's also like saying 8 plus 5, or 8 tenths plus 5 tenths is 1 whole in 3 tenths. So it's almost like we do 8 plus 5. We make that 1 whole. We're going to carry it over here. So now we made a whole nother 1. And then our leftover was the 3 tenths. So 8 plus 5 is 13. We put the 3 down. We carry the 1 whole. And then we add the ones column. We had 1. We made that 1 new whole. 1 plus 0 is 1. So our answer row is 1 3/10. So let's do it with this one. And it's basically the same thing if you notice, but except this one's not 0. This one's not 0.8 or 8 tenths. This one's 1 8 tenths. So again, what's 8 plus 5? Well, we know it's 13. So we'll put that 3 down. Then carry the 1. So 8 plus 5 is 13, but our decimal there, it's actually 3/10. Now we have 1 whole that we made. We made a whole new 1 plus 1. That's 2 plus 0. So 2 3/10. So the carrying is easy, just like you did with just like you did with numbers that weren't decimals or fractions. What it's going to look like on your work today is this. This is the best way I could think to do it, was put it in tables like this, because it's hard to It's hard to type in carry numbers on Google Docs, but so say you get a question like this: 7/10 plus 4/10. So you'll have your ones place, you'll have your tenths place, and just gonna add them up and then carry. So what's 7 plus 4? Well, that's 11. Or if so, I'm gonna do this two ways. So 7 plus 4, that's 11. So we put that 1 there, and it was 11. We made a whole new 1, so we carry that other 1. So then we just add the ones place. We got 1 plus 0 plus 0. That's 1. So 7/10 plus 4/10 is 1 1/10, or 1.1. And it's fine if you just leave your answer there. You don't have to type it in there. But just to want to look at it in another way, maybe just explain it in a different way. It's almost like I'm doing this. Just like with tenths, like how many tenths did we need to make this number the next whole? Like 8/10, we added 2/10 to make one whole. You could look at this like this. You don't have to do it this way. That's just another way to think about it. Like, how I have 7/10. How many tenths do I need to make that next whole? And I want to take those out of this 4. Well, I need 3 to make 7/10 a whole. So it's almost like I could split this split these tenths up. It's like, think about carrying that 1 like this. I have 7/10, and I split this 4 up, this 4/10 up, because I know I need this 3/10 to make a whole with this 7. So it's like I take the 7 and the 3. Here, I'll highlight them. It's like I take the 7 and the 3 together, and I added them together and brought them over here because they made a 1. Those are the two numbers that made a 1 whole. Highlight that. So it was these two numbers that made the 1 whole, the 7/10 and the 3/10. We brought it over here. And then it's like, what do you have left over down here? Just that 1. So we'll go ahead and write that 1. And then we add the ones place, 1 plus 0 plus 0, 1.1. You do not have to do it this way. That's just a way to think about it. Just to make the connection between this and what we did on the sketch. Oops. What we did on the sketch when we made the next whole. But it's completely fine. You don't have to highlight. Just wanted to show you what that might look like. So yeah, you'll get them like this. And what I do want to see though is when you add the tenths, and 7 plus 4 is 11. When you carry that 1, whole, make sure you do the carry. I want to see that carry up here. You don't have to do the highlighting stuff. So I hope this should be fairly simple. You know how to add like this already with other numbers. But if you need any help, if you have any questions, I'll be on Google Classroom. And yeah, that will be it for today. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow.